Okay, guys, this is just a continuation of the last video, just quickly running through the methods that exist with these certain data structures. So that's about it for a list. Again, you don't have to memorize these things. Just know that you can add something to a list. You can remove something from a list. You can insert something at a specific index. So difference between append and insert. Append puts it at the back. Insert puts it at whatever index you choose. So it takes two arguments, insert. It takes the index where you want to put it and what you want to put. Pop gives me the last element of the list, and typically we save it to another variable. And then clear clears the list. We then have an empty list. It's the last thing we did. Clear print my list, and then there's the empty list. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not clear the list. Right? I want my list with everything it has in it. So let's print my list. There it is there. Cool. And then let's move on to the dictionary. Let me just run this because I don't want to confuse you guys. Cool. So recall with a dictionary is made it's denoted by curly braces like this, and then it's got a key and a value. Key, value, key, value. Typically, the key will have to do with the value. So think of this as a grocery list: 6 Rand bread, 8 Rand cereal, 22 Rand peanut butter. Rand is the form of currency in South Africa. So $6 or 6 whatever for bread, 8 for cereal, 22 for peanut butter. You don't only have to have numbers as the keys. You can have strings, and then strings also as the value. So this is key value, right? A key value pairing. And then if you want to reference into it, so just to close on lists, to reference into the list, you use the index, right? So if I want my list at the last index, it's square brackets -1. This is called indexing into my list. I want to grab elements that are inside the list. Run this, I get king. This is a way to get the last element of any list, -1. Otherwise, you start at 0 and you move up. So 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should get this 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And that's what we get. So that's how you index things in a list. With the dictionary, you might think intuitively, instead of indexing by the index pairs, we would just index by the keys, right? So if I want to see what is 6 Rand, perhaps I could say 6, and I would get bread. If this is my soccer team, I want to see who the midfielder is, I could put midfielder in here. And again, it's case sensitive, so it must be a capital M like this, otherwise we're going to have a problem. So midfielder, then I get the person's name, that's a midfielder. And I didn't change this, it's not in grocery. So you see the error I'm getting. I hope you guys are following what the problem is here. I have indexed midfielder in groceries. There's no such thing. So I need to change groceries to my team. I want to know who the midfielder of this list is. So my team midfielder, I should get the name Mason. And I misspelled midfielder here. Midfielder. Goodness. Midfielder. Let's like that. So we should get Mason. Mason's the midfielder. If I want to know who the coach of this team is, we should get the word Potter, because the key is coach, and then the value at coach is Potter. So if I run this, we get Potter. Again, you could swap these. Bread could be the key, and then maybe the price of bread, which maybe makes more sense, could be 6. This actually probably makes more sense than the way I did it. So I want to know what the price of bread is. I check groceries and then check bread. So that's how you reference into a dictionary. Bread. Oh, I didn't run this, did I? Groceries, bread. Did I run this? And then we get bread. The price of bread is 6. Okay. So methods now for guys, so I'm not sure. I just had a cut. I'm not sure. Well, I noticed that it wasn't It had stopped recording, so I'm not sure where it stopped recording from. So I'll start here at dictionary by the dictionary. So if I want to reference inside my dictionary, right, I wouldn't use the indexing like I would use here with a list. I would index the actual key and then I'd get the value. So if I index into, well, if I index into this and say bread, I should get 6. So if we run this, we get 6. So if we move now into the dictionary methods, the first one is from keys. So now the reason I kept this list here is because this one speaks to a list. From keys speaks to a list. So it essentially turns a list of elements like this into a dictionary. Now, it doesn't turn it into a dictionary like it makes this first element a key and then the next one a value, then a key, then a value, then a key, then a value, then a key. No, it takes every element and makes them keys. That's it. And then the values for the elements are what we call a none type. So we'll get onto none types in a future video, but let me just show you the syntax. So we would set something like my new dictionary equals, and then the syntax for this is dict dot from keys, right? So there's the from keys, and then you open brackets, and then the argument you put here would be the name of your list. So again, guys, you don't have to memorize this syntax. That's not important. What's important is that you know that it's possible for you to change a list into a dictionary if the problem you're solving needs you to do that. So let's print now my new dictionary, right? My new dictionary. Okay, so we've made a new dictionary. We've not spoken to these two things. We don't need them here. We've made a new dictionary, a new variable. It's going to take in a data type. It's a dictionary. It can do that. You can put anything in a variable, remember? Dict.from keys, that's the method for a dictionary. And then my list. So let's check what happens. So you'll notice that you get that list, all the elements of that list, but as keys. So Mawande, and then the values 9, 89, values 9, 456, value 9 came. So if you want now to add values to this dictionary, what you would do is you would say my new dictionary, right? I want to say that. So remember we spoke about immutability. Remember we spoke about something being mutable or immutable. Mutable meaning even though it's ordered, so every time you want this list, you'll find it like this, but you can change elements in it, right? So I could say my list at index point 0, which is Mawande, right? We start counting from 0, equals, let's say, this, ne? La. So I'm changing the list. That means it's mutable. It's subject to change should I want it to change. So if I run this now, no longer Mawande, element 0 is now this thing, right? Okay, so let's just get rid of this just to keep it. Okay. So dictionaries support the same thing. They support this thing of being mutable as well. So my new dictionary at Mawande, I no longer want it to be none. I want it to, let's say, equal my age. Let's say equals 80. But so see, I say that I'm in the case of a dictionary, if you do this, you're assigning a key, you're assigning a value to a key. So if I do this, okay, so if I do this, let me run this and then print my new dictionary, I will then get my new dictionary value assigned to this key, right? So there we go. And then notice with dictionaries also, keys and values, they appear like this, separated by a comma. Key value, comma, key value, comma, key value, comma. So that's how you create a dictionary from a list. Let's quickly finish up with all these other with all the other methods of a dictionary. Once again, you don't have to memorize them, just know that they're possible. So we've got groceries and we've got my team as dictionaries. Let's check what items does, right? So if I say groceries dot items and then I run this, we get the items of the dictionary, right? So it tells me that there's bread, and bread is at 6, and then that the key at 8 has got a value of cereal, and that the key at 22 has got a value of peanut butter. So items spits me back the list. These are called tuples. So this thing is called a tuple with these curly braces. We will touch on tuples a little bit. It's just that we won't use them a lot. So I've saved them for a later video. But it tells you that the dictionary items and what they are in their key value pairing. So items, let's see what keys does. Keys does groceries.keys. So keys gives me just the keys without the values. So bread 822, bread 822, those are the keys of this dictionary that exist inside the dictionary if ever you need to see them. Let's check what set default does. Let's run that. Okay, so set default needs an argument and it didn't get one. That's good. So let's try put in 1 and then let's see what happens. Okay, so 1, nothing happens. So let's print groceries now, so that we can intuitively see what happened by putting 1 there. Okay, so notice we have our list. We've our dictionary. Bread is 6, 8 is cereal, 22 is peanut butter, and there's a new one called 1. So we can see what this is doing. It's adding a new key value now. Did the error tell us that it takes at least 1 argument? Got 0. Okay, so let's put back 1 there, just so that we can think about this together. So we get 1 and we get none. So if we put 1, and let's think about this. If I put 1 and then I put, let's say load shedding, right? Maybe what happens here now, I'm not too sure, but maybe, cool. So you see, if you put both, so if I put 1 and I put load shedding, it gives me a key value pairing. So if I don't have load shedding, you guys saw that it just gives me 1 and a none type. Again, we'll touch on what a none type is, N-O-N-E, none type in Python. But 1 and load shedding gives me a key value pairing. So let's do another one. Let's say key value 55, right? And then let's put something else. This is it, let's say. So it's for some reason also splits it back to us. But if I print groceries, we get load shedding because we didn't overwrite the groceries thing, the groceries dictionary, and then 55, this is it. So that's what set default does. And then clear, you can probably intuitively think clears the whole, would probably clear the dictionary, right? So let's say clear, nothing happens. So if we print it, show me now how groceries now looks. And we have an empty dictionary, okay, as we thought would happen. So again, know that you can do these things. Just know that Google search. So just always, if you don't know, you want to add something to your list, perhaps, but you forgot the word append, right? So just get comfortable with Googling. So how to add something to my Python list, right? So let's see. Just Google, just give it a Google search and you should find it. So there we go, append. So now you know, maybe you forgot append, but you know you need to add something to your list. And again, we'll get to use cases now. This is the last foundational video. This is the last video on foundation.